Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about pro wrestling. It's all I know. I don't know anything else in this world but pro wrestling. We're talking about Ring of Honor here. We are still in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I don't know if they taped multiple episodes of Ring of Honor, but they were there for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm hoping that they took advantage of this venue and had several tapings. I'm not entirely sure. We did start off with Blake Christian versus AR Fox. I think this was my favorite match of the night. I'm really in love with these two guys. Blake Christian, he's amazing. They don't feature him on Ring of Honor as much as they did at first, within that first year or so. So we see less of him. If you want to see more of him, GCW is the place. AR Fox doesn't get enough TV time. For what this man is doing in the ring, he does not get enough TV time. But I do think that these two both obviously taking the L's, going for the TV title at the Final Battle pay-per-view. It was great to see them go at it in one-on-one action. Blake Christian is just a really lovely heel that I love to see. AR Fox, a little too nice for me, but we even had AR Fox who was resorting to being like, you know what, this guy's a bitch. I'm gonna get a chair and just whack him aside the head. Now, referee, it's just like, AR Fox, you don't want to do that. You don't want to hit this guy with the chair. If you hit him, I'm going to ring the bell. And Blake takes the win via DQ. So then he goes, you know what? I'm not going to hit Blake Christian. Here's the chair, ref. He goes give the ref the chair. And then that's when Blake Christian takes his arm and shoot him straight up between the legs. Crush those nuts of his. And from there, it's over for AR Fox. Blake Christian ends up taking the win. I do hope we get a chance to see a little bit more of Blake. However, AR Fox is very talented, and I think people are interested in seeing him doing more than just taking L's. And as fantastic as his matches are, he could be doing more. I am hoping maybe Hurts in the kid. Give him something. Give him something to do on TV. This guy is too good to just be tucked away on just Ring of Honor. Give him some TV time here and there on Collision or something. This was a really great match. After this, we do have Lee Johnson coming out with EJ Nduka. Lee Johnson is going against Serpentico. And where the hell has Angelico been? We do have EJ and Lee, who just turned heel at the Final Battle pre-show. So Serpentico's by himself. He gets a beatdown from Lee Johnson. And to really make sure that Lee gets the win, EJ Nduka snatches up Serpentico while the referee... Oh, wait, hold on. There was a female ref. There was a female ref tonight on Ring of Honor, which was very interesting because I don't remember ever seeing her before on Ring of Honor. So thank you, Tony Khan, for getting another female ref. We love to see it. Now, while female ref, I'm not sure what her name was, but I did think it was Layla Hirsch getting, put a little overtime in Ring of Honor. Here comes EJ Nduka snatching up Serpentico and giving him a clothesline straight to hell. And then here is Lee Johnson with some kind of backbreaker. I'm not sure what type, but some type of variation of a backbreaker for the win. Lee Johnson looked good in terms of being a heel. We could use a little bit more personality. This is his first time as a heel, so we'll take it for what it is for right now. But I think this is a step in the right direction for making Lee to be a little bit more interesting, at least to me. And we still need to figure out how EJ and Lee is going to do as a tag team because they need to work on that still. Up next, we have a vignette from Shane Taylor Promotions. Shane Taylor said, look, everybody that's up in here, we coming for everything. We let y'all know we coming for everything up in here. And while I did enjoy the promo, while he's talking, we're seeing clips of everyone that's within the Shane Taylor promotion. Shane, the Infantry, Trisha Dora, Anthony Ogogo, Lee Moriarty. I thought it was done really well. However, They can have all the cute little vignettes that they want to have. If they're not applying how great they are in these matches and getting these W's, then all this will be in vain. So Tony Khan, we really need to get the ball rolling on these guys. I really do feel like they have a really great stable. I think they have all the right people in the stable. We're just not getting the wins where it absolutely matters the most. So we got to do a little bit more with Shane Taylor Promotions. After this, we have Ariya Daivari and Tony Nese. Lord have mercy, them abs. Oh my God, Tony Nese look like some statue you would see in a Greek museum or some shit. Like this guy, like how do you look like this? How is this humanly possible, Lord? They went against our boys, Shibata and Tommy Billington. Little Tommy is getting his little TV time. Now, Tommy and Shibata, they had a one-on-one match at Final Battle, which I felt like was too short. They teased us, and we gotta run it back. Tony Khan, we gotta run it back. It was a little bit of a tease. I don't mind being teased, but on Friday I didn't feel like getting teased. Now they're teaming up, and here's the thing. Although Tommy and Shibata are great individually, they've never tagged before, so they weren't bad as a team. But anyone can tell that the Premier Athletes have tagged before. The chemistry is there because they've had the experience. Now, Tommy and Shibata, I felt like them not having the experience as a team, it kind of played a little bit against them because that helped with the Premier Athletes to be a little bit more cunning. We had Mark Sterling, who's ringside, Josh Woods, who's ringside. Mark Sterling had his cute little Christmas vest on. He was stomping out little Tommy ringside or whatnot. It was a really fun match. But like I said, Tommy, Shibata, they're just okay as a team, but they end up taking the win either way. Tony Khan, you don't have to give Tommy a contract. You don't have to put him full time or whatever. Can we get a little bit more of Tommy? That would be really, really great. I did see people talking about they would love to see Tommy Billington versus our boy Lee Moriarty. This would be holy shit for me if those two would have a match together. I think they would have a chemistry off the fucking charts if they were to end up doing a match like this. So Tony Khan, at some point before Lee Moriarty ends up dropping that title, please let us get a match with Tommy Billington and Lee Moriarty. That would be so great. And yes, Shibata and Shibata and Tommy end up taking the win. I would not mind seeing them tagging again. We can get a little bit more TV time for Tommy too. After this, we have Rebecca Scott versus Toni Storm. Toni Storm is doing this I have amnesia thing. It's my first time in AEW. I'm starting from the very bottom. I'm just happy to be here type of gimmick thing. At first, I was like, I don't know about this because I really miss time with Toni Storm. And now I'm okay with it. And maybe they're going to the route where she is at some point going to get knocked up outside of her head and remember all that happened as time with Toni Storm. I don't know. The match was okay. Some people are not liking the fact that Toni Storm has gone all the way down to the gutter to Ring of Honor. Personally, I don't really feel like there's an issue with it. I just don't know. Toni Storm, she was at the tippy top, so I can understand what people are complaining about. And for her to be in pretty much a squash match all of a sudden, I'm not feeling it. So it was whatever for me, but it was great to see Toni Storm on TV. Now we do get a classic match with Colt Cabana versus Nigel McGuinness, and I have to say, once again, don't want to sound like a broken record, these classic matches, these long classic matches in the middle of a brand new show is probably going to keep people from watching it because it just feels like you're fucking up the vibe. Now, no matter how good these classic matches are, it's just like you're giving us something new and then you put in something old. Like, how would you feel watching Dynamite every week? In the middle of Dynamite, you're getting stuff from like the first year of Dynamite. Like, something about it would make you at some point change the channel because you're just like, okay, I'm in 2024 right now. I'm trying to focus on what you got going on right now. And these classic matches is not fitting the vibe of the show. Still a great match. Colt Cabana ends up taking the win on that. But please, the classic matches, we got to find a better way to incorporate that. After this, we do have Aaron Solo teaming up with QT Marshall against Rocky Romero and a mystery partner, which turns out to be Homicide. Everybody and their mamas were losing their tits in the crowd. They were very surprised about this. When I tell you, Tony Khan, that contract, that little checkbook and everything be coming out, this guy makes sure that he tries to keep his audience happy, especially when they're at a specific location. I do feel like he tries to find wrestlers that can obviously feel the obligation of working for him, even if it's just for that night, just to really keep the local audience happy with what's going on. And I think anybody who watched Ring of Honor was happy to see Homicide here. Rocky Romero works well with everybody. So great partner in Homicide. QT and Aaron Solo, they have experience together. QT was being that annoying heel throughout the match. But I did appreciate Aaron Solo getting some TV time out of this because he's young. I do feel like he's talented and should be able to be on TV a lot more than what we've seen. So, parading around with QT will help, and we'll take it. Rocky Romero ends up taking the win with Homicide. Homicide takes the win with a fucking lariat. Lariats are, I'm sorry, this is 2024. Lariats are not finishers. They are not finishers. And I'm not even talking like a discus lariat. I'm not even talking a King Kong lariat. I'm talking about a fucking just regular clothesline for the win. And honestly, that wasn't enough for me. I ain't care about that. After this, we do have a little snippet from MSM Collection after the final battle match that Mansoor had with Atlantis Jr. They're really upset about Danhausen coming out of under the ring, coming out of nowhere and getting involved. And apparently they are declaring a war against all masked wrestlers. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. MXM Collection comes on next against Local Talent. They ends up taking the win. I would love to see, as much as MXM is having fun, I'm cool with it and I actually like it a lot. I would love to see them being taken seriously as a tag team. I would love to see them a little bit more on Collision or Dynamite. The tag division, we wanted Private Party to fucking win them titles, hoping that something new would spark up within the tag division, and nothing has actually happened as of yet. And honestly, that is wild to me. But I would love to see more things from MXM Collection in terms of moving up higher within the tag division. Their gimmick is silly as fuck, but I do feel like they are a really great tag team. After this, we get Chris Jericho, who's basically letting us know that he's going to have a match against Anthony Bowens on Rampage. Who gives a fuck? You should be on the fucking show. This is one of those things that I didn't think they were going to do this. But Tony Khan, what's the point of giving people the titles that are not going to be on the show? You literally took something that was recorded for Dynamite so that you could put on Rampage just to make it look like Chris Jericho is participating with the show. I am not feeling it. After this, we have a meme meeting. This time somebody's getting expelled from MIT. Now she's Athena's getting at Billy Starks, and it seems like Billy Starks is going to get expelled, but instead she turns around and expels Lexi, because when Athena was wearing her little Two-Face outfit, that Lexi didn't dress up as the Penguin like she wanted her to. And then when she tried to help her win the match against Billy Starks, that it didn't really help her win it at that point, even though she did win it regardless. So she ends up kicking out Lexi. I thought it was a joke because I didn't see that happening at all. And Lexi actually gets kicked out and basically doing the walk of shame to the back. And Billy Starks is just staring at Athena. Athena's just like, hey, we besties, you're my #1 minion, blah, 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 hugging her and kissing her. And I'm just like, why are we doing this? Something about it really felt a little awkward to me. I get it. They're trying to do something to have a little bit of drama, which I'm okay with. But after everything you put Billy Starks through, all of a sudden you kicked out the person who was your bestie for Billy Starks because you whooped her ass at the pay-per-view. Great. Now we have the Ring of Honor World TV title on the line, Commander versus Johnny TV. I don't know where this match came from, but apparently it happened. Main event, MXM Collection comes out with Johnny, which I thought we were done with, but whatever, they're still doing it. MXM Collection are in the balcony cheering for Johnny throughout the whole time, which was so funny because they had a sign that said, "If Johnny lose, we'll be sad." And I was just like, what the hell? I don't know, funny. Oh my gosh. Commander, Johnny, really great wrestlers. Johnny, I don't think he have enough credit at all. To be honest, I feel like we've barely seen anything with Johnny since he's been in AEW. And I know that they're capable of getting so much more out of Johnny. Matter of fact, way before Commander was even in talks about being a contender for this TV title, I actually thought Johnny had really, really great prospects in terms of being the TV champion. And unfortunately, it didn't happen based off of everything that was happening, especially with him and that feud that he had with Dalton. None of that shit happened. I don't know what happened with all that, but whatever. Really great main event. Even though we had MXM Collection on the balcony for the whole time, at some point they both just duck and you couldn't see them behind the balcony, and all of a sudden they rose from ringside and they end up snatching up Johnny TV right before Commander can go for his finisher and go for the win. Commander ends up diving onto MXM Collection and Johnny, gets Johnny into the ring, and ends up hitting his finisher for the win. Not bad of a show. Like I said, that classic match is just gonna fucking kill you because it's smack in the middle of a new show. So it is what it is. Athena, that felt a little cringy to me. But I will say this. I don't know how much of Athena we're going to see in the next few weeks. She will be going to Japan. She will be part of Wrestle Dynasty. She's also going to be in Stardom doing tag team action. I don't know as of yet if anything else is going to be going on. So this Athena World Tour thing that she says she wanted to do is definitely taking full effect in a couple of days. So this is going to be really interesting to see what happens. Whatever Athena is doing, whether it's in Ring of Honor or outside of Ring of Honor, we need to bring things up with the women's division like right now, Tony Khan. I just feel like there's a little bit of nobody moving up within the women's division, and at some point, somebody, somewhere, and even people were saying Toni Storm, since she was on Ring of Honor today, might end up getting that title off of Athena, and we really need to bring up the women's division, so whoever is next in line, whenever that happens, when Athena finally drops that title, that it would seem like whoever that woman is absolutely deserving of carrying the women's division, being the women's champion. And so far, there's no one in Ring of Honor that is even remotely close to being that. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. Tomorrow, I'll be doing the very last review of Rampage, since it is the last episode for the foreseeable future, like Tony Khan said. So we'll see, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Rampage. Bye.